it is time for the full complete list of patch notes. Surprisingly enough, they came in a lot earlier than expected. So we're going to try and breeze through what we already know. And there's obviously one thing we're going to keep an eye out for, and it's balance changes. So let's get into it. Alrighty, let's scroll down. We got the trailer. All right, playable content. We got the quest line. We got the alliance raid. Okay, they got the tutorial thing, which is cool. Um, okay. Phoenix Downward premiering Call the Sea. I think that's Leviathan, so that's cool. They showed that too though. Okay, MSQ. Gemstone Trader in Tuliyolal. Okay. Treasure maps, the dungeon for treasure, cool. Grand Company housing. This is already blah 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 blah. The shirts are fire. I like that shirt a lot. I want the one in the middle, super important. Let's see, miscellaneous support duty, Cutter's Cry. I didn't get to do my run of Cutter's Cry. I forgot about that, but we'll see what that change looks like. The bosses are different, so is that. Wondrous Tales, okay. This is supposed to be the Ronique mount from. I think it's so. I freaking love this little boy. It's so cute. Freaking cutie mount. This is gonna be the full hollow mount for sure, for sure. So there's that. So we'll keep that in mind. And then hairstyle options haven't changed. We got the bangs. We got the display. This people are underestimating this display change. This change should actually dramatically get like an enhancement going into the future thing. So like we'll see. Um, so I'm not too sure yet though, but we will find out. We'll find out. So yeah, this they should be making a change with the web for the this icon, and then the one that's up for the toggle should be more menued in the future. So we'll see. Clarinet, new emo. Okay, battle system. All right, all right. This is the one that we've been waiting for. Apparently, people didn't think that there were gonna be changes, but let's find out. All right, so Monk. Let's see. Tornado Kick. That's the Masterful Blitz 3. Reduction in potency of the first target changed from 40 to 35. Okay, so Elixir Field, Flint Strike, Rising Phoenix, Phantom Rush, Elixir. Okay, so all the AoEs for Monk got increased by 5%. The reduction in potency after the first target being reduced numerically is a buff. So that means that it does 100% damage on the first target and it does 35% on the second target instead of 40%. So that means that instead of it doing 60%, it does, what is that? 65%. So these are all buffs. These are actually all buffs for Monk. Says that. For Dragoon, same thing. Stardiver and Starcross, that's the 1 minute combo. That's the GCD into the OGCD. 50% to 40. So Dragoon also got buff for AoE combo, which is interesting. Okay. So Dragoon and Monka so far kind of powerful. Ninja, let's see. Potency increase for Hellfog medium from 150 to 160 to 250. Dokumori, that's the 70 buff, 300 to 400, and also AoE, so that's huge. Phantom Komataichi is the Bunshin OGCD, or the off button, so that got a buff as well. Kunai's Bane is the 1 minute, got to 600 from 7, and then Deathlock Medium, which is the enhanced version from 260 to 400. Okay, so Ninja got buffed. Samurai Gurren no potency longer reduced to the first enemy. That's huge, by the way. That's gross. Okay, so the potency I think reduction was like I think it was like 40% or 30%. So now that it doesn't exist anymore, Gurren is good plus 3 or no, I think it's actually plus 2. So okay, just as like an FYI, they are okay. I'll give you like a prime example. In M6, in M7, in Uwu, Gurren is busted broken. That's busted broken. That's super strong. Shoha is the level 80 skill going from 50 to 40. Oginamakiri is the giant cone 50 to 40. And then Keishi 50 to 40. Zanshin is the follow up after Ikishoten, also 50 to 40. So Samurai also got a buff. Yo, a bunch of melee buffs, interestingly enough. Reaper. Yo, what does that say? Enshroud recast time reduced from 15 to 5 seconds? No! That's insane for a change. So basically, when you enshroud, that's your 80 button. When you go into super crazy mode, what you don't have to wait 15 seconds to time it actually. Um Yo, that's disgusting. Reaper got giga buffed with that. Wait, that's insane. So here's a problem. Here's a problem with like Reaper thing, okay? Because Reaper right now is a perfect job at level 90, but it's weird at 100, right? And the only reason why it's weird is because of the 100 button. If you take that button out, the job retains its perfection. But if you, but like because of that button, it changes how you use gluttony. So in Shroud being 5 seconds is insane because you're almost gonna be able to like, yo, that's giga buff actually. Okay, the reason why I say this is because under a pot window, the problem with Reaper is that getting a triple and shroud combo window with pot with Reaper was hard. It's not that bad if you're doing it at level 90, but at 100, from what I understood, it was hard. Especially because you still got to drift gluttony even further. But if you can enshroud at 5 seconds, then what you can do is like early shadow in shroud, hit a bunch of the stuff, and then do another shadow of death, and then circle, and then communio one re enshroud, do it again, plentiful re enshroud, and then you can professio with the potion under it. That's insanely strong. Like I don't y'all yo and especially okay. And Reaper got buffed in T. Hold on, because the biggest problem that Reaper had was that when you press buttons with Reaper, um, there's no follow up. You have to actually use like two GCDs into it's in Shroud, two GCDs, and then 80 combo, and then re-enshroud right away and redo it again. You don't have to do that anymore. I think Reaper kind of low key got powerful at 80 actually. Um, that in Shroud change goes insane. Yo, I think we found our first rework. They reworked Reaper a little bit. That change doesn't seem small, but that change is massive. Because for Monk, Dragoon, Ninja, Samurai, the only thing that they've done so far was reduce the potency or increase the damage that it does in like an AoE perspective. Because that's what they did. All of these other buffs are just AoE buffs. Reaper got a rework. That's crazy actually. But anyways, well, okay. Wow, that's wild. Okay. Plentiful Harvest moving from 40 to 20. That's stupid. That's super powerful. Communio, Sacrificium, and Professio also 20% reduction in potency. Yo, they buffed. Okay, respectively though, Reaper was like, if not bottom melee, it was second to last. Reaper should be like somewhere above. It's supposed to be up. It should be like competing third or fourth, next to Dragoon slash like Viper Samurai. It should be in order like Samurai slash Viper, then Reaper slash Dragoon, then Monk slash Ninja. Um, so that's kind of how it works. So just deal with it. That Reaper is about to be stupid, freaking powerful. Okay, Viper. Ooh, yo. Okay, wait. Uncoiled Fury. Reduction of potency after the first target has been just 60%. Ooh, yo, Viper nerf. Uh-oh, I'm looking at like a bunch of nerfs. Okay. Reawaken, first generation, second generation, third, fourth, 60 to 65. Uncoiled Twin Fang, 50 to 60. Twin Blood, 50 to 60. Okay. Or a Burrow, 60 to 65. Okay, first legacy. Also second, third. Okay. So Viper got nerfed. Okay. This this will put Viper probably like fourth melee. If it's AoE targeted. So there's that. The only fight that this would matter in, if you want to get super technical, is in M6S and Fru. Uh, that should be it though. It's fine in M5 and it's mostly fine in M7. But yeah, it definitely gets smacked like crazy in M6. It's not a giga nerf in M6, but it is like a decent, because like Viper can go close to 50k with Bis, if not even it already does. If you, because what people do is for sure is they will they will card you can dance partner card a Viper with a Bard buff also. Um, which it only happens if there's two P ranges, but Viper can break 50 something K. It's crazy, actually. The job is mad strong, which is wild because what's funny enough is that it's really easy to hit that number, but Viper still isn't the strongest melee in M6, and people don't really know that. But it's easily noticeable how strong it is by comparison because setting up the AoE combo in M6 with Viper is mad powerful. It's really easy. You just sit there and pick the boss and you just sit there and press your buttons normally. You don't got to think or pay attention. You just literally like reawaken, send all the generations and legacies. Everything in that is getting hit. So every other job has to think about how they optimize themselves, which is fine. But the fact that like Viper doesn't have to do that, it makes sense why they would nerf just the potency reduction for the AoE follow ups. Viper is still mad powerful. It's just not going to be as powerful in M6. And otherwise though, Viper's still stupid strong. It's still the best job in Chaotic Alliance raid, and it's still super powerful in like normal Savage raiding. It's just specifically in the ad phase in M6. They made the ad phase harder in M6 with a Viper, but they made it stronger because every other job can compete now. So like we don't really care. Plus like Reaper might shoot up to number one with that Enshroud change when people start to figure it out. So like we shall see. But for now though, it's kind of safe to assume that Viper nerf not as big as you may think, but people will kind of feel it depending on the content. So we'll see. Bard, okay. Resident Arrow, 600 640 potency increase, okay. Buff. Radiant Encore, potency when one coda is active has been increased to 5 to 600. Potency with two codas 6 to 7, and then potency from 3 is 9 to 1000. Yo, Bard buff. Bard is already the strongest P range in the game right now, so there's that, and let's keep that in mind. So it's kind of interesting. Bard is still mad powerful. Burst window even stronger, so that's cool. It didn't necessarily like need the buffs, but the buffs were nice, so we're not really going to complain too much about it. It's not like a big ordeal. All right, Machinist. I understand that everyone over here Copium. I see auto crossbow, but I know everyone over here Copium over Machinist changes. Pray to God for the rework or some sort of thing. Okay, we'll find out actually. Okay. Ooh, okay, some changes. Auto crossbow potency increase from the trait mastery Mark II has been increased from 160 to 180. Okay, so AoE. Drill is 620. Flamethrower 120. Okay, air anchor 620. Chainsaw 620. Potency reduction from 35 to 25. That's not bad. Double check and checkmate are 180 from 170. Excavator 620, also reductions from 35 to 25. And then full metal field 30 to 25. Okay, so Machinist buff makes sense. It's like a decent chunk. I know that people are going to think that it's like really bad, but Machinist buffs is not terrible. This should, in potential theory, depending on the rest of the patch notes, put Machinist above Summoner, if not on par with Summoner. But let's be thankful that Machinist got buffed. It doesn't really matter though, because I'm expecting whatever change to come out in 0.4, 0.5, and 8.0 for Machinist to be much, much more drastic. Because here's the thing people don't realize about Machinist. Machinist is actually more strong than you realize in certain pieces of content, including like an ultimate like Fru. I would happily take a Machinist in Fru because for some magical reason, a good Machinist can smack the crap out of everything in Fru. It doesn't like showcase that knowledge and that skill and output across the whole fight, but in phases though, like a Machinist can phase insanely strong, better than a lot of other jobs can. It's just that in full uptime fights, it's where it kind of dwindles. So like, and this is good because if you think about it too, crossbow comes out at 52, which is strong. Drill potency is neutral at 58. That's super strong. So every content from 62 onward is mad powerful. So drill already helps out in that situation. That includes UCOP, Fruity, and everything. Air anchor, same thing. Flamethrower, they gotta fix flamethrower. Flamethrower needs to be reworked. That's all I can tell you. So there's that. Chainsaw and excavator is good. 1200 to 1240 potency and like a two-hit combo is actually pretty decent. Especially in M6. So there's that. And then double check and checkmate is also at level, that's 92, right? So it's only going to be applied to like max levels. So there's that. We'll see. But they didn't change not heat blast, but the combo follow-up, the upgrade. They didn't buff that. So that's tough. So unfortunately it doesn't work like pre-90. So double check and checkmate, you get at 92. So this only really applies to level 100 content, but everything else applies from 90 and below in a sense. And same thing with FMF, but like otherwise, like it's not that big of a deal. Yeah, it's Blazing Shot. Blazing Shot did not get buffed or changed in any regard. So Blazing Shot would have been a good buff because it would have worked in lower content, but it didn't get buffed. So it only applies to the checks. And those are the Ricochet and Gauss round upgrades. So there's that too. All right, moving on. Summoner. Okay. Summon Infra Titan Garuda production potency from 60 to 50. Okay, buff. Ruin 3 Arcane Mastery change from 360 to 400. Arcane Mastery is kind of early actually, if I think about it correctly. Let me think. What level is that? Okay, yeah, I think it's 94. So that means that they buff Ruin 3 at level 100, which is cool. And then they also buff Ruin 4 at level 100, which is cool. Ruby Right potency increase from 540 to 580. Okay. Emerald Right 240 to 280. Crimson Cyclone 490 to 520 potency reduction decreased from 60 to 60, so that's a buff. And then Crimson Follow. Okay, so same thing with the second hit. Potency increase for substream went from 490 to 520. Reduction decreased from 65 to 60. Okay. Garuda buff as well. Mountain Buster reduction potency has been changed from 70 to 60. And then Summon Ifrit 2, Titan 2, and Garuda 2 also decreased from 60 to 50. Why do they make the other versions those are the 90s. That's the 90 versions. They also reduce the potency, or they increase the potency of the 90 version of the AoE combo. Because this is summoning Garuda 1, Titan 1, and Ifrit 1 is that's like level 45. So they buffed this, which is kind of wild because in content such as like Uwu and T, the primals hit even harder. So like Summoner's back, like GG's. So there's that. So overall though, AoE combo potency increase for Summoner across the board at 100 and even like pre 90. So that's pretty interesting. All in all though, Summoner buff like not the biggest, but it definitely helps at level 100. That being said, though, I do believe this does not buff it above. I think Machinist is going to be a little closer to Summoner damage, but I don't think it still gets out pumpered. I think Summoner is still higher than Machinist. So does that. So yeah, that doesn't mean that Machinist is bad though, but that's that. Okay, Red Mage. Enchanted Riposte and potency increase under Blade Mastery enhancement from 300 to 340. So Shao went from 360 to 380, and then Redoublement went from 540 to 560. Okay, so the melee combo got upped. Verflare and Verholy reduction potency from 60 to 55. Buff Scorch Resolution also 55. Okay, that's actually nice because as much as Red Mage is like good. Red Mage does incredibly powerful AoE combo, but it's definitely lesser than I think that it should be. So there is that. But that's not bad, all things considered. Vice of Thorns is the magnification. No, sorry, the embolden buff thing went from 800 to 900, and then 60 to 55 production. Okay, so then a buff on that. Grand Impact went from 60 to 55. Okay, this does nothing except for AoE targeting. So this will be nice in Fru and M6 and M7, but that's it though. Otherwise, like nothing matters. Profulgence, however, went from 1000 to 1200 and reduction potency from 60 to 55. So the burst window was definitely stronger. And so it's not like a big deal. Red Mage has still got the res, so there's that. And same thing with Summoner. There's no res removal yet, as far as I've read. So they haven't done that thing yet. It doesn't involve the Phoenix down changes, so that's worth keeping in mind. But this is also a up direction for Red Mage because Red Mage should absolutely be doing more damage than it currently is, and the fact that it's not is like kind of schmeh. But again, it's not bad. So there is that. So yeah. Pictomancer. Ooh. Whoa. Okay, okay, okay. All right. Fire and red potency reduced from 260 to 250. Potency increase from trait Pictomancy mastery has been changed from 330 to 310. Mancy 2, 400 to 80, 3 to 5, 450, 420, and then 4 from 520 to 490. Okay, they nerfed the speed combo. Yeah, so 280 280 from 300, 370, 350, 440, 420, 480, 460, 530. Okay, okay, okay. Water and blue is 340 to 320, 390, 460, 400, 720. So holy and white also got holy and white also got put down to 570 from 600, which is that too. Hammer stamp, that's the first hit, right? Potency increased from 260 to 300. Okay, so they're bringing. Okay, so they're restoring the problem that they figured out in the patch point 2 situation, where you just wouldn't use hammer. They're bringing that back, it seems like, which is good because the fact that you didn't use hammer was like really bizarre and like kind of dumb, but like it is what it is. So the mastery increased from 420, 500, 540, 560. In comparison to the rest of that, it does less damage than blue, but more than green, so that's cool. Now, it depends on what they do with Cyan, which I already see they reduced it. So, Blizzard and Cyan went from 590 to 560, 900 to 860. Okay, so 860 by comparison to 570. No, sorry, 5490. Okay. I see, I see. Stone and Yellow went from 630, 600, 750, 720, 830, 890, 940, 900. Okay. Um, Thunder Magenta 940 from 980. Okay, 670. Okay, okay. Holy and White, yeah, went from 600 to 770 to match up with blue. That's good. Hammer Brush went Hammer Brush potency has been reduced from 500 to 560. Okay, that's a typo. That's a buff. Hammer Stamp went to 260 from 560 to 480, but the potency increased from Pictos. Oh, no, 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 no. That's actually no, wait. Potency has been reduced from 500 to 560. Potency mastery increase for 4 has been changed from 560 to 580. No, that's a miss. That's a typo. Okay, so it went up from 560 to 580. Okay, so they made the first hammer strong, like in order to compensate, and then they made this one 560, 580. Okay, okay, okay. And then polishing hammer went from 580 to 600. Okay, okay. Okay, so the hammer combo in theory should be back, which is good. Comet in black went from 870 to 830, and the potency from 980 to 940 to combo match with Thunder Magenta. Okay, so they brought it back and it's restored. They fixed the combo potency thing, so you should be using hammer as normal. Um, Especially because it direct crits. So the the burst window that we had received in the thing is reduced back to, I think it's actually just the same as something as it was in 7.1, except they also lowered the numbers post through. So they didn't do the 7.0 thing, they did the 7.1 thing. So you're still going to want to double comet, and you're still going to want to get a blizzard combo in there, but you're also going to want a polishing hammer, because what, it's 3 hammers, 3 combos, and then no, actually, I'm lying. You want to not do. You want to do Blizzard. Actually, no. No, 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 no. You can still do Hammer 1, I think, actually. Because you Hammer 1 into Burst, then you do. The thing is that you could have done 6 subtractive under the burst window with the speed thing. Now you definitely use the hammers. So you do 2 hammers, 2 comets, 3 of the black spells, and then Star Prism with Rainbow Drip. So that's been restored. That's good because not using hammer was like dumb. The combo potency of hammer is good. The comet potency is still stupid strong. They still want you to rely on the double comet, which is nice actually. That does bring the complexity into place with the job, which I like. However, they did not remove. They kind of met in the middle, as far as I'm aware. Yeah, so you still skip. You can still hammer 1 into burst window and use 2 and 3. You just don't have to. You have to use hammer now. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. That fixes a lot of that fixes like a lot of like the problems that Pictomancer had. Pictomancer is still gonna be strong content wise. It's just not gonna be like weird. So it's a win. Okay. As far as I'm aware, yo, you know what's crazy though? No Black Mage. They didn't do anything to Black Mage, nor Dancer, which is an issue. Well, No, because White Mage is next, right? No, they didn't touch. Okay, wait. What jobs are missing? Um, Let me think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So they touch all the melees. They didn't touch Bard, or sorry, Dancer, and they didn't touch Black Mage, and that's quite literally it. And then we don't know yet about healers and tanks. Okay, cool. So yeah, Dancer and Black Mage untouched, which is not good because people that are playing Dancer are not happy about the Talana change. So there is that, and then oh wait, that being said though, if melees are first, usually tanks are first. So maybe there's no tank changes, but I don't. Oh, we'll see. Okay. White Mage Medica potency has been area of effect increased from 15 to 20 yalms. Interesting. Same thing with the size, and then plenary indulgence from 20 to 30 ohms. Wow, area of effect application for White Mage. Okay, okay. Potency increase from trait White Magic Mastery has been increased from 80 to 85. Damage over time potency from the trait White Magic has also changed from 80 to 85. Okay, so they buffed the dot for White Mage. That's not really good, actually, if that's it, because White Mage is not the strongest DPS healer like it should be. It should be the strongest, but that's not good though. Um, like the dot is fine, but this is not good enough. The White Mage needs to be stronger. But we'll see what they do to the rest of the healers. Scholar, Whispering Dawn, Sucker, Indomitability went to 15 to 20 ohms. Okay. Fey Blessing, the visuals were adjusted to match better effect range. Oh, that was a bug. Okay, they fixed that bug. Okay, cool. Angel's Whisper increased from 15 to 20. Broil 4, potency increase from trait technician's mastery has been changed from 3 to 10 to 20. Okay, so potency buff for Scholar. That's huge. Scholar is going to probably be number 2 DPS now, by my knowledge. Consultation and Session also 15 to 20. Okay, so Scholar buff overall. Okay. Astrologian, area of effect only, it looks like. Helios 15 to 20. Expected Helios 15 to 20. Celestial opposition 15 to 20, horoscopes 20 to 30. That's actually nice. That's a really nice change actually. And then Helios conjunction 15 to 20. No potency changes. So Astro is still number 1. Interesting. But Scholar buff will help. It should actually put it effectively in number 2 unless Sage gets buffed. Which it actually okay, it did. Prognosis 15 to 20, Finds is 15 to 20, Eucrasian Prognosis 15 to 20, Ixical and Peps is 15 to 20. Okay. Doses 3 went from 370 to 380, Toxicon 370 to 380, and then Pneuma 370 to 80. Okay. And then the area of effect went from 15 to 20 for Eucrasian 2. Okay, wait. So Sage is 380 while Broil is 320. Okay. Um it should, what's crazy actually? I think the order is going to be Astro, Scholar, Sage, White Mage. I think that's actually the order. Don't get me wrong though. White Mage does decent damage, but at an optimized level though, it is not strong. But at a normal level, it's fine. But optimizing it though is very, very different. So I think that's important to keep in mind. So I'm kind of sort of expecting White Mage to be a little under by comparison. Okay. Yo, that's it. Okay, so no tank changes. Yo, interesting. Wait, so they don't have a problem with Paladin being number 1 right now, DPS wise? That's fascinating. Well, no, Paladin is the strongest tank if you kind of incorporate the normal blah blah blah. But Dark Knight's still number 1 if you include all the bullshit. Warrior still, that's not good though. Warrior is not in the best position. The job is fine, but it's still not like my favorite spot. Um I think it's a little weird that Paladin is out dumping everything else by comparison. But it's not bad though because the tanks are actually not that. The problem is that no one, just like right now, as far as I know it, no one's playing Warrior. That's all I know. And I think that's not my favorite thing to see. I like Warrior like a ton, so I was expecting to do something to like the Primal Ruination and Ruin, but they, or Primal Rend rather, but they didn't do that. So interesting. All right. actions and effects have been adjusted. Okay, the following additions have been made to Phoenix Down. Okay, yeah, we talked about this already. Cool. There's that too. Range, recast time. You can buy the vendors. Gridania limits them into. Oh, okay. It's all the regular junk monger people. Okay, cool. That's cool. Progress bar. We saw this. This was really cool. I love this change a lot. I'm really curious about it. New dungeon. New trial. Still no idea. I love that a lot. So I'm super, super, super curious about what that's going to look like going into the thing. We'll find out. Seiryu, new extreme, or new Unreal. That's fire. The mount that we're going to be getting from Unreal should be the dragons from Shadowbringers. That should be the new mount from Shadowbringers. Now that I think about it, so because we got dog, we got horse, and we got bird, so it should be dragon next, which is sick. So we'll see what that looks like. Sphene has been totemed, so you can do farm thing for Sphene. There's that too. Weekly restriction for cruiserweight normal has been removed, so just FYI, you don't have to you can queue into the normals and acquire everything. There's not weekly restrictions anymore. Savage is still weekly. I'm repeating this again. Savage is still weekly. You got to clear M5 to go through M6 to do M7 to do M8. It's still not unlocked. It's not an issue because people are still progging the entire tier. However, I understand that it's no longer like an on-patch tier list, but it technically still is to the devs. So it's still locked, just as a massive FYI. If you're still progging the rates here, continue to prog it as normal. The only thing that's changed is how much damage your job does. That's all that there is to it. So honestly, considering what they did with the potency changes, every single job should be pumpers better. It should be easier to go through the current rates here than it was in 7.2. So there's that. All right, Sandoria second walk. God tier. I'm already saying it right now. This will become a top 3 alliance raid. No questions asked. I don't care anymore. It's God tier. That's it. It's a weekly, so there's that. Juno no longer thingy. Cold Crescent changes. They showed that in the preliminary. We're chilling on that. The A and S ranks have changed for Pilgrim's Traverse later on. We'll deal with that. You can't join duties in progress. We saw that already too. Unreal. Let's see. Recollection. You get an Echo now from Recollection, which is cool. Strength of Echo increase in M1 through 4. So if you're trying to unlock through, it went to 20% from 15. That's kind of poggers. They changed the duty thingy. Let's see. The mentor roulette increase. The thing has been added to Sky. Oh yeah, and then they changed Cutter's Cry, which I'm gonna miss Cutter's Cry, man. What a legendary freaking dungeon. Also, everyone, if you get mad that between boss 1 and 2 you can't skip the mobs anymore, shame on you, because that's what that changes. The shifting sands will no longer progress through the thingy until you defeat a certain number of enemies in second area. So between the ant and the worm boss, you can just skip those mobs and just take the teleporter. That's gone now. You have to kill the area mobs in order to actually progress forward. I think that's actually sick. They did that because of the dude support system, not because of the whatever. So just keep that in mind. They didn't do it because they hate you. They did it because the duty support system, they don't want people skipping through the thing and leaving the NPCs behind. They're making it a requirement that you do kill the NPCs, or the mobs with NPCs, so deal with it. All right. PvP time. All right, all jobs. Purify, yes. So they talked about this in the live letter. Purify will now cost the same amount of MP as HP recovery with recuperation. The recast time went from 24 to 4 seconds with a reduction or duration of 2 seconds. So you can actually like spam it, which I think is like hilarious. My hope before I continue reading is that they added more roll abilities, because as much as I love every job having 3 roll abilities, the roll ability system is really, really cool, and it's added a lot of diversity in how to play PvP. And I think that they can make more chaos out of it if they just add more roll abilities. So fingers crossed, that's what they did. All right. Melee DPS. Let's see. Bloodbath. The effect that increases damage by 10% has been added. What? Okay. Wait, so Bloodbath is a DPS increase now on top of the recovery HP thing? Ooh, they just made Smite kind of who cares now. Okay, okay, okay. Wow. That's actually like a really nice change. That helps out like a lot for that really helps out for Reaper, Viper, Samurai, and Monk. So interesting. Dragoon doesn't really care, but it doesn't really matter. Um, so yeah, that helps out like a lot with a lot of jobs actually. So Viper is gonna love Bloodbath. You literally Bloodbath into the LB and you just send everything in recovery HP. Viper has a really horrendous tendency of getting nuked whenever it gets the LB sent. Everyone just looks at the Viper and doesn't want to deal with it. So they just hopefully that helps it out actually. So yo, that's a fire change. I like that. Okay. Paladin, Holy Spirit, maximum charges increase from 1 to 2. What? Okay, interesting. Um Not that Paladin needs that, but I mean, I understand it because Paladin has a hard time getting KOs from a distance once you actually run away from it fast enough. That's probably what that change is for. Plus, also you can recover your HP with it too, so that's interesting. Dark Knight, this esteem went from 12 to 16,000. Okay, sure. Gunbreaker, Fated Circle, the duration of Nebula has been reduced from 10 to 8. I understand that. Gunbreaker is top tier right now for a reason. It makes sense that they reduce that. Dragoon, Sky High movement is increased by 50% before landing. Wait, what? Oh, the movement of the jump is faster? Yo, GG's. Okay. Dragoon went from A minus to S minus instantaneously. You can actually move places. You can outspeed people that are on sprint mode with the Dragoon LB now. You can actually get outsped by people if they pop their sprint when you put your thing up. Now you move faster. Yeah, there's no shot because nobody has a sprint that's 50%. Um Okay, Dragoon is S minus 2 now. Okay, GG's. Samurai. Cheetan, reduction to damage taken has been increased from 25 to 33, and then potency effect of Kazushi has been increased to 25. Okay, so this is the counter. Wow, you take less damage with the counter. Okay, so Samurai kind of beefier, plus the bloodbath change. Okay, interesting. And then Minichi effect of Debana has been increased to 15. Oh, they make Samurai's kill power stronger with that. Okay, okay, okay. Wow, Tendo combo is about to go kind of crazy actually with Zanshin as well. Okay, okay, okay. Viper. Okay, backlash potency has increased from 8 to 12. HP absorption went from 50 to 100%. Interesting. Increased potency for enemies within 6 yalms under the effect of Snake's Bane has been reduced from double to 50%. Wait, increase the potency for enemies within 6 yalms while under the effect of Snake's Bane has been reduced from doubled. Oh, I see. So you used to be able to do 16,000 when you're within 6 yalms, but now you do 12,000 if they're further away, but if they're underneath, it still does uh actually it does 18,000 now. So it's actually it's a mini rework with the button, but it's still a buff overall. That's actually really good. So, okay. Backlash is a very bad button though, so it's such a situational weird button. The setup for it is like really obnoxious, but if you can use it though, it has really great value in CC. It has really bad value in frontline. I'm just making that very clear to you. So, there's that. Okay, Bard. Let's see. Powerful shot reduction, recast time of harmonic arrow change from 5 to 4 seconds. Okay, they brought back the 4. I get that. Getting 4 charges is like it takes too long. Pitch perfect recast time from a harmonic arrow change 5 to 4. Okay, same thing. Harmonic has been reduced from 12 to 15. Okay, that makes sense. Apex arrow reduction of weapon skill cast time and recast time for the frontline march effect has been increased from 15. Ooh, Apex arrow is faster, and so is Final Fantasia. Okay, okay, okay. Bard buff overall. That's doesn't. I mean, that's really powerful though. They did not change the echoes, by the way. Um, Friggin' you still get the 5,000 potency reduction with the LB. So Bard is still S plus, if not S plus plus, because of that Purify change. The Purify change is not optional; it's an automatic change for every job. So spending MP to Purify is a giga buff for Bard with the LB in mind. Otherwise, it is GG's. So Bard is still the best job in PvP, no questions asked. Okay. Machinist blast charge requires stacks that gain heat and overheated stat effect from 4 to 3. Okay, so blast charge is easier to get. Okay, cool. Wildfire, the potency increase each attack prior to the effect is went from 4 to 5,000. Okay, cool. Or 4 to 500. Okay, so it can do instead of like up to potential 16k, you can actually do 18, which is cool. Blazing shot, the action icon will now be illuminated when the effect is overheated. Okay, that's cool, like little visual change. Cool. Honing dance increases movement speed by 50%. Oh shit. Interesting. Okay. And then Saber and Dance of the Dawn, potency no longer reduced after the first enemy. Okay, cool. I got newsflash for you. Dancer just went from B plus to S minus. Like, holy crap. Saber Dance and Dance of the Dawn is stupid powerful if there's not a potency reduction between targets in PvP. Dancer just went from B plus to S minus in an instant. It's not up for discussion. This job is back. Job is powerful as heck now. So, yo, GG's, figure it out. So there's that. Black Mage, Xenoglossy, while the HP below 50% portion damage absorbed, the HP has been increased from 100. Oh, to 100 from 50. Oh, okay. So Xenoglossy recovery is better. Okay, cool. Retha Ice damage reduction taken has been increased from 2025. Okay, Retha Ice buff. I mean, that's cool. Retha Ice is really, really good in CC. It's like fine in front lines. It's nice in Rival Wings. I'll tell you that much. People sleep on Retha Ice in Rival Wings. Otherwise, though, Black Mage is not bad. All right. Picto. Ooh, what the creature motif recast time reduced from 2 to 1.8 seconds. That's oddly specific. And then recast time from 3 to 2.8. Okay, so it's a little slightly faster. Palm motif went from 2 to 1.8, 3 to 2.8. Action icon will now be illuminated under effective quick sketch. Okay, visual. Okay, so all this happens to all the motifs. Okay, so there's that. Star Prism increased damage has changed from 10 to 15%. Oh, okay. Oh, interesting. Okay, so they kind of net and buffed Picto, but Picto's still as like A tier. Picto, if you can let Picto get like a motif thing and let it like kind of bust the cartridge, like Picto's super powerful, but it's very situational. So when you figure it out, like Picto is heavily like unexpecting. It's really, really strong. So yeah. But otherwise it's not bad. Okay. The following adjustments have been made to improve the visibility of PvP actions. Warriors, Ruination, and Wrath. Okay. Dragoon, Starcross, Dancer, Dance of the Dawn, Summoner, Ships, and Mega Flare, Red Mage, and Bold and Perfulgence, and then Covenant Black for Pictomancer, Gravitude Macro, Lady Lord, and Celestial River for Astro. A unique visual effect has been used when under the effects of Undead Redemption for Dark Knight. That's true. They did mention this. So now Dark Knight glows like this super godlike purple when it's under LB mode in PvP. And then same thing with the counter activation for Gunbreaker. Samurai has like the blue like cuts, and then Black Mage now glows red and blue when it's under the wreath, which is pretty cool. So all in all, not bad. All right, yo, PvP is kind of fire actually. Purify has been removed from Quick Chat. New items available for trophy exchange. Okay, we got these again. Same kind of situation. Fire. Series 9. This is the rank 25 series pass reward. So if you want the reward thing, last time it was the mount for the Magic Slasher. It's been replaced by this. So this is rank 25 PvP reward. So you need to grind. Glam is fire. We love glam. That jacket is sick. So have fun. All right, new arena for Crystalline Conflict. The arena looks really, really, really good. Honestly, I'm looking super forward to that. This is a great change for medicine kits. Oh, you can only be Hysteria or Seduce under the effects of the thing, which is cool. Ultima Omega. The rank mode takes place in Dynamis for NA. So there's that. Frontline. Ooh. The following adjustments have been made to the damage output taken and fill rates. Damage dealt by Paladin went from negative 20 to 0. Oh, what? Wait. Paladin is mad strong in frontline. Negative 20 means that it takes a lot more damage. This is a buff for Paladin. Paladin is beefier in frontline. Okay. Interesting, interesting, interesting. Okay, 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 okay. Paladin, good luck killing a Paladin. 20% is huge, by the way. Warrior went from negative 55 to negative 50. I know, which is hilarious. People think that Warrior's a tank in frontline, and it cracks me up. Warrior, by the way, is not a tank in frontline. It has tank buttons, but it's a friggin' DPS, so it's hilarious, actually. Um, there's that. Yeah. Oh no, wait, it's damage dealt. Wait. No, it got buffed. It got giga buffed, and no, that's what that is. It's not beefier. It's actually got a bigger cannon. Okay, 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 okay. That's still insane though. Cause doesn't Confudier do like 12,000? I think. The blades, I think it does like 15 or something like that. So and under Holy Celtron as well. Yeah, GG's on yo, Paladin is back. Holy, okay. Items, new items. Okay, we got the Alliance gear. This is Dancer. This is Healer, Caster, Monk, Scouting, Dragoon, Tank. So have fun with that. I'm telling you right now, we doing maps. We need the dress. I'm just saying that again for the 40th time. I need that dress. I'm going crazy over the dress. So GG's on that situation. Two die channels. Certain items can be okay. So just to kind of give everyone like a really quick thingy. Antiquated. All this gear. This is all of the relic items from Eureka. So these are all Stormblood. All of these are Storm Blood relic stuff. And this includes all of the weapons. All of the weapons. Every single weapon got double dyed for Stormblood relics. Um, Judging by the quick look of it, they didn't do anything to the armor, question mark? No, not the armor, just the weapons. That being said, though, Physios weapons, which is the 405 weapons, did not get touched. Those are the only ones that were not touched. They touched all of the Enemos, Hydatos weapons, but not Physios. That's not the same thing. So Hydatos is like the one, and then plus one is that, and then Physios is the plus two. So there's that. All in all, though, yo, double die is cool. You know what I mean? We love that. Republican gear. This is all of that like Greek mythology looking gear sets from PvP, and then late Allegan is the cool tight body like that battle gear, kind of like a feature set like Ghost in the Shell kind of vibe. They got that all double dyeable. I will say the fair warning, the way how these pieces die don't immediately scream to me that the die change is massive because, for example, take the scouting of ninja face piece. The face piece for ninjas is like pink-ish, like like a Roland berry with like a blue HUD change color thingy. The only thing that might change is the light in the back of the mask. I'm so serious. So do not look at the Allegan change and expect like insanity unless they prove me wrong. But I'm expecting this to not be super crazy. So we'll see. All the model gear. This is the universal gear that they introduced at the end of Endwalker, I believe. All that's double dyeable. That being said, though, the models shared between A1 and A2, B1, B2, C1, C2 are all the same, but what they dye changes. So there is a possibility that they're actually going to change the visuals of the difference between like the chest piece, for example, for A1 versus the chest piece for A2. They might change the visual differentiation of the dye. It's unclear, but like we'll see. Archfiend, this is the Series 1 gear that made a comeback. You can currently buy this gear. It's for trophy crystals individually. Double dyeable, which is cool. Hopefully they change the red. There's like a red light glow effect that you can change. Hopefully they change that instead of the centerpiece because the centerpiece stays black, but like they can kind of pick either one. We'll see. False Monarchy is going to be changed. Definitely going to be the cloth because I don't think you can change the armor or the cloth color. No, it's backwards. You can use the cloth color, not the armor color. So that should be the change. Fierce Tyrant is that really cool, like golden red, and you can't change the red. And everyone complained about it for an eternity. So fingers crossed that that's the change. If you don't get to change the red, yo, GG's, I can't help you because everyone, I'm telling you right now, everyone's going to be super freaking mad about the blah, blah, blah. So like, figure it out. All right, Hellhound gear, Greyhound gear, Bargus gear. I think this is all PvP gear, right? I've never seen these before, but like, yeah. And then we have the weirdest set yet, the Glade set. This is acquirable like somewhere. But usually people use the Glade tunic as like a Legend of Zelda like Link glam. I don't know why they picked this piece of all pieces to get double dyed as like a priority thing, but like whatever. I guess people just like love them some Legend of Zelda, so like have fun, I guess. There's that. The Wind Silk and the New World set is like it's very tribal-esque, I think. So it's kind of like whatever. Domin Liege is from Domin Restoration. That's a really cool set to add. The Inferno Jacket, which is that cool bomber with the Ifrit on the back, that's double dyeable, and that's really sick. And then this classic coat is from, I think, crafting. So like have fun with that. All right. And then the Gentleman and Beauties set in the online store can be worn regardless of gender. That's for the men. That's like that white coat with like the red like bottom half, and you can like split it in the front. And then the females, it's like the one with the purple hairpin like this, and then the sleeves kind of go outward, and then it's like bluish, white, and purple. So there's that set too, which is kind of cool. So I mean, like whatever. Okay, so then otherwise, let's see. Adjustment that makes a dream fitting. Oh yeah, you can finally like do the thing cool with previewing gear with the with dream fitting, which is cool. All right, new items, new maps, new fish. Upgrading, you can turn your crafted gear into augmented, which is cool. Um, Decent, cosmic. Okay, this is cosmic changes. It's whatever to me. I don't care. I'll figure it out when I get there. That was also in the preliminary. Yan was popping. Boarding mount animation, which is interesting. We'll see what that looks like. New boarding, new minions. Everybody put down the freaking torches. Don't riot at me. I'm just saying. And we got new visors. And then graphical updates. Graphical. Okay, yeah. So they did this again. We got another Fantasia. To get this Fantasia, you go to the achievement location in Old Gridania. The Wandering Moogle that's there will give it to you again. If you didn't get it today, then it's gone forever. But there is another one. So GG's. Yeah. Graphical details for the following gear have been improved. All of this right here is all of the Endwalker stuff. All of this is Endwalker, including the amazing, the Manderville, the replicas. This is all the 560 stuff. All of it, literally all of it. And then down here is Stormblood stuff. And then this is also from the Domain Restoration. Now, it's a little unclear as to why they picked all of the graphical detail improvements for the Endwalker relic weapon stuff. My honest guess is the rumor that I heard about the ultimate weapon thing. So if they decide to do that, that'd be kind of fire. If they don't do that, it's whatever. But that's my thought process at least. So we'll see tomorrow when we like wake up. Chat bubbles, fire. We'll find out about that situation come tomorrow as well. The range thing is really cool. I'm kind of curious about that. We'll see. We got instances for Shaloni heritage found in living memory. So that's more hunt train stuff, which is super cool. No more Tuliolo and Yaktel, which is like whatever. They added Wreath of Snakes for getting the tank achievements, which is cool, as well as the dungeon, and the hidden trial, and as well as Endoria. So you know, new retainer stuff, new accent stuff, new adventure play. I think this is from Island Sanctuary because that's from. But I don't know. I'm there's a very high guarantee I can just like scoop it up when I log in tomorrow. So I don't care. We'll find out though. Yo, we got some G posing. This is really cool. They changed that stuff. They got the screenshot thing. They got the camera settings. Depth of field can that be enabled? They said that for the thing with that. The jog thing, they fixed the deep dungeon jog effect. You can't use it when you're under sprint, which is like Lamau. Same thing with transporting, as well as using slices right. If you didn't know, you can pre-sprint before you go into slices right, and then if you keep the jog buff specifically, not the sprint one, you can keep it. It doesn't matter, but like it is what it is. So there's that. CC didn't matter because if you died, it got reset, so who cares? And then they did the change with the blacklist, the glamour button thing. Okay. Transparency of chat prompt. I'm kind of curious about that actually. Automation for that. Display listing. Configuration for Windows and Mac. Character menu. Enemy settings. New emote stuff. Translation. Sound effects. Blah blah blah. Launcher, and we're done. Okay. On to the damn issues. Hold on. Let's see. History and healthcare and extreme when proximity tethers of certain enemies will not display. Okay, so that's whatever. Everkeeper stream where in Donna age causes puffins to split, where in character set in position. Okay, whatever. Issue in Obfuscate 12 and on and top, where in under certain conditions, enemy focus circuit on specific enemies are going to see cause new enemy to. Okay, sure, it doesn't matter. Issue in using teleports after M8 when in the following simulacra. Oh, I noticed that actually. I didn't think about it because I didn't think that it mattered, but I just waited it on it. So with this change, while you were teleporting, the shadow wouldn't attack. I noticed that, and I thought it was weird, and it was really annoying. So you have to wait, like you have to actually wait to use the shadow. The delay was weird because you never want to delay it. But during Mooncleaver 1, you would shadow and then off, and then the shadow would be like floating in the middle of the South Arena, and it wouldn't attack while you're teleporting. I noticed that, and that makes sense. Okay. Issue in okay, that's whatever for D dungeons. A course South Horn for okay, sure. HP will fall to 10. Oh, for the pig. Okay, that's whatever, Eureka. South Horn using Saxon. Okay, no. Critical encounters block many companies so many game. Oh, I never noticed that. Okay. South Horn aren't taking a fate actual or oh, I saw that. That was a really weird. That happened very frequently actually, but okay. People used to drag that boss all the time. That's the one when the bird flies like far away in the north side, and people were like, "Yo, where the fuck is the bird at?" So I'm glad that they fixed that. That's cool. I freaking hated that change because you didn't get any credit. You would throw hands with it, and like it was a GG scenario. So like, yo, it was weird. I'm sure everyone at some point has seen that. Fork Tower. I didn't do it, so I don't care. Wait. Uh, Dealing with the battle mechanics, enemy actions, aura burst, and wholly using the magma everyone's keeping ineffective living dead. Oh shoot. Interesting. Okay. Sure. Same as heifers and play person sort of okay, whatever. Persistence plus injury per person software and choices persons. Oh. Yeah. If you tried using a looking for the pot thing, the treasure for the coffer, you can actually like you can be at the top of the hill and then pop the potion, and then the treasure chest is on the bottom during that alcove when you slide down to the north side, and you can actually activate the chest down there while you're at the top. I've done that several times, not knowing it because you're always like popping the thing to find it. It would just appear. So I'm like, yo, where the heck's the chest at? I look down, it's at the bottom of the freaking hill. So that's cool. I'm glad that they fixed that as well. Treatment to freelancer will cause previous fancy jump actions to panel be on screen. I hope that they change that for all of it because they do that with everything. By the way, text issue, whatever. Text issue, whatever. Exploring South Point of Oracle, where in the benefits of fixing. Okay. Okay. No. Facing former enemies in mass carnival or 16 Oh, okay. Whatever. Cosmic expression must be erroneously appear when correction log results. Okay. Scanning way while participating. Oh, the incorrect dialogue. Okay. Um. Oh, fashion accessories were put away after using the Cosmoliner or the pilot. Oh, that's kind of nice actually. I used to like to run around with the umbrella with the sprint mode because it kind of looked like naturally faster, but like, yeah, okay. Issue where slow reduction command cannot be executed under cosmic punch is full. Oh, thank God. Okay, cool. Cosmic transportation. Okay. Duty finder inside Durham register courses. Oh, interesting. Okay, whatever. Issue where executing PvE warrior action shake it off immediately after you throw the battle does remove the effect of the battle. Oh, that's okay. I noticed that a lot when I was doing Uwu. Um, okay, yeah. So you're supposed to get an increase in shake it off's potency. Um, but it didn't take thrill. So my that's why my shields were because yo like if you kitchen sink and then and shake off it like the warrior shield goes kind of big, but it didn't because I was always confused when my shake didn't get bigger after using thrill and I still had thrill. That makes so much sense actually. Yeah, okay. Hilarious actually. I noticed it when I was doing Ubu. Okay. Playing as Pitmancer, play execute on the ages. I was basically Wait, what? There's an issue when playing as Pikmin, where players are able to use Mark of Ages and reducing the team after exiting an instance duty. Oh, interesting. Issue in Kristen Conflict Arena where the effective switchman could not be granted. Oh, okay, okay. Sure. Even type did not reduce potency to HP1 after using the following arena event. Oh, for the jump glitch trick? Oh, they passed the jump glitch trick. Okay, okay, okay. That was like really insane Dark Knight tech if you can get them in the corner, but it wasn't good. What you would literally do is you would jump LB into the glyph, take no damage, but then do 12k, and you were gone. So fixing that makes sense though. Yeah, you could definitely. Man, that trick's been there forever. By the way, that's been there forever. That was there since 7 point. No, sorry, 6.1. I think that's been there for a long, long time. So okay. Man, they fixed my tech, bro. All right, PvP action roll. Stones can display any effects when used under party within range. Advent a Choco Bastion. Do not create a Choco Bastion. Oh, I thought that was like a graphical issue because of the amount of people, not because it was broken. Okay, whatever. Boosting didn't list the same effects. Okay, for shade shift. Okay, text issue. Text. Using the ultimate emote where the wings would appear black in certain instances. If only I had that freaking emote. By the way. Wearing leg gear, crop belt, leather slops, chest gear, summer sunset, beach cover, together, and the graphic time. Oh, okay, sure. They like overlap weirdly enough. I remember that, or I've seen it before somewhere. Issue: we're playing as Mia Vera with the visor command cannot be used when keeping. Oh, I didn't know. I don't know. Bam. 3D giggles. Okay. Oh, okay, whatever. Who cares? It's 380K. Um, increased the sale price by 1 gil. Okay, cool. Nice 2 gil purchase, bro. Dream fitting, previewing, bam. Okay, whatever. First, let's see. Jump right in second bucko. Brother, the amount of those that I gathered, I literally remember I did 8 retainers doing a quick venture, and I got back like 6. I thought I was like the most unlucky person or something. Like, it was crazy actually. I ended up with 6 of these one time, and it was so weird. I can't believe it was like a bug. Yo. Okay. Group pros, duty recorder, duty actions, collectible fish, recast text sections. Eureka Orthos where the graphics appears and German floors were I didn't do Orthos, okay, whatever. Alright. Issue where graphical noise appears for certain NPCs during an MSQ thing at 7.3. Frame rate in certain dungeons in patch 7.3 for consoles. Yo, this is a sign that they gotta start removing PS4 and Xbox Series. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. PS4 taking a dive. I guarantee you, this is not for PS5 or Xbox X. It's just for PS4. I'm putting money on it. Only PS4 will have that problem. Chris and Conflict custom matches were in after certain pick dimensions. Oh shoot. Okay. You can fix it by logging out and logging back in. Certain effects of PvE actions don't display properly. Blood Spiller, Wheeling Thrust, Hisatsu Crimson Cyclone, Engagement and Displacement. Interesting. The effects of certain actions, they list it twice. Issue with a frame rate. No, sorry. Equipping female VR with Assassin's Hood causes part of the graphics to clip the character's face. GG's. Training bench 7.3 to place different icon. Okay. Issue where in silver ornate wall post 3 cells on locations. Okay. Phoenix damage top bar does not quickly indicate that whether the item can be used or not in the character at a range. Oh, okay. It doesn't highlight. Okay, sure. Group pose, whatever. Method acquisition for the thing with the okay, and then chat bubbles were in message. Okay, gotcha. Okay, yo, not bad. Yo, long list of notes, but mostly involving. You know what's funny? The preliminary notes actually gave you all the information you needed. The only thing they kept hidden away from you was all the battle changes. So as long as we did this for like a whole hour, um, bruh, changes for the damage stuff is kind of crazy actually. Okay, so here's the summary. Um, all in all, PvE changes are fascinating. So Monk getting an AoE buff is not bad. It's definitely gonna like kind of still be top 3 somewhere up there. I think last I checked, I'm gonna try to like mental check, think about it again. In terms of ultimates, like legacy ultimates, I think like I think Monk is literally number 2. I think it's the strongest. I think it's actually out DPSing um Summoner even, but that changes now. Summoner is back to being number 1 in UCOB. Um Monk, no. Yeah, sure. I mean, a lot of jobs got changed and it will be weird for certain reasons. T is going to be so fascinating because Reaper is like bottom 3, I think, in T. I'm expecting Reaper to get some like ridiculous potency stuff going into um I'm expecting T to get kind of busted by a Reaper. I'm not gonna lie to you, especially because they have a relic also. So I'm super curious about how Reaper will pull out when it comes to T. I think that Reaper is going to be kind of disgusting. So we'll see. Um, yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of curious actually, but like I said, we'll see because it's impossible to activate Enshroud and not like have a bad fall off with Enshroud. You can Enshroud anytime you want to now. You don't gotta like actually time it. So, yo, that's gonna be crazy actually. But otherwise, yeah. Reaper rework is interesting. The only job as well, by the way, they got a rework. Out of the entire thing, only job they got a rework was Reaper. Otherwise, everything else got potency buffs, and then also same thing for PvP. So Yo, there you have it. There's the notes, you know what I'm saying? Listen, all in all though, kind of fire. So